coming up on the list. How to fight digital addiction.
It's literally impacting us at the base of our brain.
Plus, something else that may impact our brain.
This one is bold.
Superhero cocktails that won't really knock you out.
I understand this drink.
But first, don't get scammed.
Make sure that you're protecting your barcode.
We share how to safely buy those online concert tickets because it's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Rhodes. If you're looking to get out and enjoy this summer of big concerts, but you're intimidated by the expense and hassle of scoring good tickets, relax. Christina has inside tips on how to be a smart ticket buyer, and that's our featured story at the top of the list.
Live music's coming in hot this summer, and stars like Motley Crue, The Weeknd, and Kenny Chesney are at the forefront of some of the top tours of the season.
The amount of demand that we're seeing from fans in general for live events is through the roof for the summer.
And nothing should get in the way of a good time. Adam Budelli, spokesperson at StubHub, takes the stress away from the ticket buying experience with some helpful tips.
It's important to make sure you're using all the technology at your fingertips to ensure that you can go to every show that you want to.
First, make sure you use a trusted service.
From the get-go, make sure you're starting at the right point of sale to make sure that you're getting the right information at the right time.
Your selected service should offer 24/7 customer service and a 100% refund in case of any cancellations. This info can typically be found in the About Us section of each website.
Be careful, do some research to ensure that you have a great experience this summer.
And once you have your site of choice, know when's the right time to buy.
What we certainly recommend is buying off of what we call peak hours. As a tour gets announced, obviously that's going to be the most in demand and the prices typically tend to be the highest. You wait a couple of days, sometimes prices can essentially get a little bit lower.
Or look for tours that'll happen in one city more than once, which can also bring down the cost of a single ticket.
If one artist is only coming to, let's say, Los Angeles, and no other within 250 miles, that typically will have a higher price point because you have a lot of people wanting to come to that one event.
Finally, a reminder to not post your tickets on social media.
If you are fortunate enough to have a ticket to your favorite artist this summer, make sure that you're protecting your barcode. There are a lot of scamsters out there that search through social media looking to steal an image of your barcode to resell it.
Then I want you to sing along.
Because as exciting as it is to see your favorite artist live, sharing a pic, specifically of her ticket, can wait.
Keep it safe and secure in your phone, and then feel free to share those photos once you get into the arena, into the stadium, or into the small venue with some other pictures of the event.
And that's your concert ticket buying guide at the top of the list.
It's no secret that social media, the internet, and our electronic devices can be a serious time suck for anyone. But for some people, they can become a debilitating addiction. Teresa Strasser's looking at ways to regain control over our tech and take back our real lives.
We can't stop. It doesn't feel like a choice.
Those video games and that never-ending social feed can take us to the dark side of dependency.
Digital addiction means any compulsive behavior around technology.
Craig Para, digital addiction coach and host of A&E's new series,
Digital Addiction,
shares a few tips to keep us out of the digital abyss by admitting we have a problem.
That is absolutely the first step. It's recognizing that technology, what's supposed to be helping us, is now consuming us. The crippling low self-esteem that eats at people, little by little by little, and before you know it, they're in a dark place.
Craig says once you recognize the problem, self-care is a must.
Because the underlying self-esteem issues, eating better, sleeping better, hydrating, exercising, practicing mindfulness, and slowly moving towards a healthy relationship with technology is what's going to work for most people.
And starting small is Craig's next tip.
I think making small incremental changes is exactly what people should be doing.
He says one of the easiest and most impactful changes we can make is to silence those unnecessary smartphone notifications.
Those notifications are actually impacting us at the central nervous system level.
He says studies show notifications cause a dopamine hit in our brains causing compulsive behavior.
You know, you have to check, you have to check, you have to check. It's literally impacting us at the base of our brain. And so turning those notifications off and separating the device from your person is very, very, very important.
Treatment options are Craig's last tip.
There absolutely are treatment options, and you're seeing more and more places begin to specialize in the various aspects of digital addiction: pornography, gambling, video games, social media.
You can even do virtual visits.
Some of those places you'll find online, so you can actually use technology for good. Use it so it's not using you.
Craig says a good start is mentalhealthamerica.org. Check their site for details. You can catch A&E's Digital Addiction on cable and streaming now. Taking control of technology, fighting digital addiction.
Blockbuster movie season is here, and action stars are swooping into theaters to save the summer. Let the celebration begin. Hattie D. Jamal is making happy hour super happy with superhero cocktails.
My friends, times like this, we need to unite, come together.
And the blockbuster movie season brings us all together for thrills, laughs, and screams. We hit up the experts at Comics Restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona for some superhero-themed cocktails to pair with our favorite characters.
Whenever we create and design new cocktails for all the new movie specials that come out, you know, we really try to implement something that kind of draws in the characters.
General Manager Tyler Sterling is starting us off with the Scarlet Witch Martini from the latest Doctor Strange flick. Like Scarlet, this martini is a little bit tart and a little bit sweet.
It's got a nice balance between the sweetness of the strawberry, but then also a nice little bite of tartness from the cherry juice. Then we're also going to have a splash of the grenadine in there, shaken, and then strained right into the martini glass.
Oh, even Scarlet likes it shaken, not stirred. Wow. Next up, an ode to Thor, Love and Thunder with the Asgardian.
Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson.
Tyler's telling his story with gin, rum, and plenty of bling.
That little shimmer of glitter in there, so it looks like a stardust of galaxy.
Chris Hemsworth hair.
Yes.
Those nice golden locks.
Yeah, right.
This one is bold.
Yes, just like the character himself.
Our final cocktail is the Dark Knight, in honor of the Batman movie starring Robert Pattinson as the Caped Crusader. And this black and gold cocktail packs a punch.
It's gonna have a nice, wonderful blend of black vodka, Jägermeister, and a little bit of pomegranate blueberry juice.
It's really nice. It's
Exactly.
smooth. It's quiet. It lurks in the shadows. I understand this drink.
There you are.
For these recipes, head on over to thelisttv.com. Enjoying a glass full of movie magic with superhero cocktails.
Here's what's next on the list. Start teens on the road to financial success.
Only about 34% of families are actually talking about money.
And the perfect network for fans of Westerns, and it's free.
I know he knows.
Plus,
Look at me now!
how a gymnast's stretch routine can ease your pain.
Top of the hands down, and then you slowly start to straighten your arms.
Oh, wow.
That's all next on the list.
Hey YouTube, okay, I know you're right in the middle of watching and this is a really good one, but I just wanted to remind you to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss 1 minute of the list. All right, now back to the show.
Welcome back. Teenagers, well, they have a foot in both worlds. They're big like adults, but they still need guidance on things like, say, dating or driving. And a new study found out there's another area where they actually crave advice: finances. We're running down how to have the money talk with teens. There's a whole raft of talks that need to happen with the kids in your life. The sharing talk, the please don't use your dad as a jungle gym during work hours talk, and the talk affirming that Santa Claus is absolutely real. But the talks get more complicated when those kids become teenagers.
This is the first year that we've done a study called Teens and Money.
John Boroff's the vice president of youth investing at Fidelity Investments. The bad news?
Only about 34% of families are actually talking about money.
Which is a shame because the financial talk matters.
Kids were 50% more likely to be confident about money matters when they're actually having family conversations about money, with 70% of them saying that their parents are their trusted guide.
Yeah, they are listening, and it does make a difference. So we're running down how to have the financial talk with teens, and it turns out it's good advice for all of us. First, you'll be better at saving if you name your savings accounts.
If you bucket your money and you know, here's my money that's safe to spend, and here's the money that I'm saving for those shoes, and here's the money that I'm saving for that car, it allows you to spend guilt-free and understand if you do cut into those other buckets of money, what you're sacrificing down the road.
Next, stress how important it is to protect your credit score.
It's not so much what happens while you're a teen, but maybe shortly thereafter. So it's very easy to start with something like a department store credit card where you make some purchases and you run up some debt, and now you're paying massive interest and having a really difficult time with it, and it impacts your ability to get other types of cards or loans down the road.
And introduce the magic of compound interest.
Compounding is incredibly powerful, and really it makes the best argument for starting to save and invest early. Recognizing that there are going to be periods of volatility like we are experiencing right now, but you have to stay the course and you have to continue to make intelligent decisions with your investments.
And if this all seems too daunting, remember to get expert help.
Fidelity has the Fidelity.com Learning Center to learn how to talk to your teens about money. And then we also have specific Fidelity Youth Learning Center that has a lot of materials that are specifically designed for teens.
We're banking on the future by having the financial talk with our teens. If summertime has you savoring the great outdoors, hey, let's find out what would happen if you took it to the next level. Teresa Strasser found some YouTubers who ditched the big city to live in the wild. Hey, Teresa.
Thank you. With nearly 500 million video views combined, these couples are documenting their off-grid lifestyle on YouTube. Coming in at number 1, the Indie Projects.
We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats, Gingy Bear and Fernando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
In just a few months, they've turned a rocky residence into this appealing abode.
You can see behind me, it's a wonderful, gorgeous house.
They've even made a greenhouse, outdoor kitchen and bathroom, all with running water.
Our shower is really lovely, hot water coming straight through.
When people ask, what do you live in, a barn? Now they can answer yes, with pride. At number 2, Off-Grid with Jake and Nicole.
We've been living off the grid in the remote and wild Canadian rainforest for 3 years now.
In that time, they've built all of this amazingness and more, including a bougie heated bath.
How is it?
Oh, amazing.
They recently became new parents and decided to build another off-grid homestead in Hawaii to be closer to some essential amenities.
There's also a hospital an hour and a half away instead of
a boat ride away.
A boat ride and a 2-day possible journey away.
They bounce between living in Canada and Hawaii. They even built guest homes for visitors.
Another feature I really love about this bunkie is these windows in the front because you have a beautiful view of the mountains.
Their proving home, or yurt, is where the heart is. And third on our Off-Grid YouTube channels list, Martin Johnson, Off-Grid Living.
We're Martin and Julie, and we're searching for a life with more freedom and independence.
So they decided to buy land in northern Idaho.
With little experience, we set out on this adventure, starting our journey in tents.
And began transforming it into a homestead.
We cleared the land and raced against time to get our cabin dried in before winter.
About a year later, it looks like they built way more than a cabin to me.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Off the grid and off the charts, those were 3 YouTubers teaching folks how to homestead. Lots more to come on the list. Stay right here.
Want more mouth-watering recipes?
Absolutely delicious.
How about the latest fitness trends?
It can help calm us, improve our mood.
Financial tips?
People who budget will succeed.
Go to thelisttv.com and get uninterrupted access to great lifestyle trends, tips, and helpful hints, all at your fingertips.
You've got something that looks a little bit more unique.
Get what's new, what's now, and what's next. thelisttv.com.
We're back. What if you could watch quality TV without any contracts or monthly fees? We're talking absolutely free. Turns out you can. Let's check out some great over-the-air networks that you can watch from the comfort of your home, and did I mention at no charge, on the hot list.
10% more American households use digital antennas to get free over-the-air TV content each year, putting the total now in the tens of millions.
One of the amazing things about over-the-air is you can not only get your news, your sports, your weather, but you can get really good scripted programming.
We're highlighting some of the best free over-the-air networks with some of the people who make it possible. Starting off with Bounce.
Buckle up, y'all! It's an entertainment network, so it's for everybody.
I'm just happy I got a front row seat to the main event.
The first and only multi-platform entertainment network targeting African Americans offers everything from classics like In the Heat of the Night to their breakthrough originals like Saints and Sinners.
Lots going on Bounce this summer and beyond.
You can get all the information on bouncetv.com. Up next, a network where you'll be informed, not influenced. Newsy.
Can you break that down for us?
We don't do pundits and talking points from the right or the left. We are just doing original storytelling all day long.
This is an investigation you'll only see here on Newsy.
Newsy's philosophy of providing viewers with facts instead of opinions has made it a go-to channel for news junkies.
Really shows you what's at stake.
We take the time to tell the story completely, and we try to take the time to ask those hard questions around that story so we can really get into what the story means. We're really big on context and on impact.
You can get all your intel on newsy.com. And finally, the network with a backbone, Grit.
How much is it worth to have a clear conscience?
We've got great contemporary westerns as well as the old shoot 'em ups that people will watch over and over again. We see ourselves at Grit as more of a family. You can watch anytime.
I know he knows.
Grit features an extensive library of films showcasing icons of westerns, like John Wayne and Clint Eastwood, among others.
We are consistently concerned with what the viewer wants. And that's the reason I think people are finding it easy to be loyal to us.
Keep up with all the great westerns on grittv.com. Great over-the-air networks on the hot list.
Next, stretch your fitness to the next level, gymnast style. That's coming up. We're back. Gymnasts twist and turn in ways that look impossible, but the reason it is possible for them is their stretching regimen. Now, while most of us will never do a backflip and land in a split, we can benefit from their routines. So Jackie Denker's showing us how to stretch like a gymnast.
Whether you're a gymnast or an accountant, we all need to stretch our bodies.
It can just help you have less pain, be more comfortable, be more confident, and do more. There we go.
To learn from someone who knows just a thing or two about stretching, we turned to personal trainer and founder of Train Like a Gymnast, Danielle Gray. Starting with a hip flexor stretch.
It's good for people who run a lot. It's good for alleviating any low back pain.
Start by getting on one knee using a blanket or towel for comfort.
Your heel is going to be underneath your front knee. Your back toe is going to be tucked under. Yep. And you're going to be actively pushing down into the floor. Now imagine your hips have a glass full of water. You want to tip that glass behind you.
Basically, do a little tuck with your hips.
Now do you feel it right here? Yeah. Okay. Then,
whoa, what is that?
We're lengthening our hip flexors to feel that stretch.
From there, gently rock back and forth, squeezing the back glute.
It probably doesn't look like a lot, but like, it's a lot. Exactly.
Next, we got into a deep hamstring stretch, which she says are really good for runners, hikers, and cyclists. Start by getting on one knee with the other leg stretched out in front with your foot flexed.
And now you want to draw this kneecap up into your quad. Yeah. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. From here, push your hips back. Do not think about going forward. Think about pushing your hips back. And you might not go as far. My gosh. You might not go as far. Oh my gosh, look at my...
And then see how far you can push your hips back.
And you probably had your splits at some point in your life, right?
I did.
You did.
But look at me now.
Then twist your body back and forth. And to go even deeper, sit on your back heel and keep twisting.
And let's push the big toe towards the opposite direction. The more flat your back is and the more you hinge, the higher up the stretch will go.
Finally, we did a chest, back, and wrist stretch.
This is important for anybody who has a desk job, who works from home, who types a lot, who writes a lot. You're gonna walk your hands out. You're gonna drop your chest to the floor.
Okay.
And you're gonna look in between your hands.
And if you're able to get your armpits close to the ground,
you can go onto your fingertips and then try to push your armpits down. It gives you that little extra range of motion.
From here, rock forward to your knees and turn your wrists around towards your body.
Yep, and you feel that stretch through the forearms. You can kind of pedal back and forth.
I didn't even know our hands could do that.
Right?
Learning to stretch like a gymnast for our everyday lives.
Stretching's like scanning my receipts or vacuuming those coils on the back of my fridge. I know I should do it, but it never really happens. But thanks for
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching us on YouTube. On a personal note, I have kids I have to put through college, so if you subscribe, maybe like this video, or leave us a comment down below, well, that will help me get one step further to affording the high prices of college. I'll have them thank you in their graduation speech. Oh, you want to help out more? Well, watch these episodes too.